Okay, guys. Just to honor your time, and also thanks so much for being here. So we want to just show you what we did during the past 13 or 14 weeks around. Now, couple of things. Why this decoration is just because one of the project called Kiosk, we already tested because the project was designed for that church, Faith Church. Now we already tested, and basically one of the options is just mood recognition, face detection, and we are just creating some avatars. So today we want to show a demonstration in terms of what we did, but we already tested. The project was tested properly and is working wonderful. Now that's the first thing. Now we have 3 projects today. We will start with CCNA, so with your project, guys, and we want to show what we did with technical details. So of course, we want to show you how the project is working, but we want to concentrate in technical details because we want to show you also what's the knowledge that we have in terms of all these kind of things. Okay, so if you have any question, even though you are from different projects, you will see something similar. Before to just give the pass to you, so guys, for every single project, we have 3 projects, we have the same environments. So we were trying to use local environment, testing environment, staging environment, and production environment. Now, if you remember during your classes, probably you already studied. So it's really important, first of all, to test and after that move to production. Now, of course, in this kind of projects, we need more time just to do things like that. It's not cheaper because you need more servers and more people working for the transition. In our project, most of the time, we were using testing environment and a staging environment. Even though we are not on production environment completely, we are using the projects without errors. Okay. Now, for every single project, we have Firebase as a hosting and real-time database. So you will see the same infrastructure and environments for all of them. Next step, hopefully, is just moving to production environment, which is really important step. That transition is really important, and hopefully you can join us later on in hopefully new projects. Now, another common thing for all those projects is the infrastructure core. So we are using one backend. In one project, we have 2 backends, but for the others, we have one backend, iTED backend with Linux, where we are using XML, we're using PHP, we're using Python. As a front end, we have Firebase, 3 environments, testing, staging, and production environment. And we are using always HTTPS protocol with tokens just for security reasons. Now, during the presentation today, each group will show you what we did technically and also how that system is working. With that in mind, so the first thing is CCNA, so Nessus. So could you please, could we start with you, Yusupa? Just let us know what we did, especially in your particular tasks. Okay, just don't use any computer. Just feel free to explain us what you did.
Hello, everyone. My domain was to test the applications to see any vulnerabilities in the applications. So I do some pen testing, but I could not able to access so many accounts. The only thing I could able to do is my end to able to access my own username and password. So that being the case means that the security of the application is very good, because I have tried numerous occasions to penetrate the application, but I could not be able to penetrate. So in technical view, one can say that the vulnerabilities are very limited, though there's nothing like 100% security, but the way the security has been laid out is excellent. So,
Shibai, just one question, just to interact a little. What's your program?
Security Operation Alliance.
Okay, so the job for Yeshupa in simple terms was just hack the app. After we did, he was just in charge to hack, damage, just broke the app. And it was possible or not?
No, it wasn't possible. I can only access my own account, but
Yeah.
cannot access other users' account.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that means that
Mhm.
he was testing different kind of testing and just alternatives to penetrate the system, but he couldn't. It's not because he doesn't know, it's because it's kind good security level.
Yes.
But it's not entirely secure, but we couldn't just damage the database or the system itself. How many kind of testing do you test? Do you
Uh,
apply?
I use brute force. I use the application I used anyway was Bobsuit. So in Bobsuit you can do so many pen testing, but I use brute force to double access usernames and password. Yeah.
So we are using, as I mentioned, HTTPS protocol. So we are encrypting the transmission between between the user and the server. If for any reason in the middle, anyone is just intercepting our data, even in that case, it's not possible to read because it's encrypted.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a powerful computer and you want to de-encrypt this data, will take around 100 years, which is not probably something reasonable.
It's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now just one more thing. Let me just move to this. At the very beginning, Yeshupa was just working on this. Could you explain a little more what you tested in terms of the usability? You were working what is Syncre, what kind of
Yeah.
commands are
Okay. Also, I also work on at the interface to test the app, how user friendly it is. So now, as you can see on the screen right now, the layout, the interface of the application as of now is very good because things are responsive. Before, you could have find one or two problem by selecting the options and all that, and the time navigating through the application. Yeah. So the initial stage, there was some problem with like the timing and how options were arranged and something like that. But we have worked on those and we were able to find solution to those problems. So as of now, the application is working fine. All the interface is working fine right now. So you can see on the screen if the students attempt to answer any questions, being multiple questions or margin questions, they're all working fine. Yeah.
Any question that you have, guys, in terms of the design, in terms of the usability? So just to clarify, this application was thinking to allow people to get the CCNA certification. If you remember, in our first presentation, we just emphasized why we are doing this. But just to recap, a lot of people is not ready to get that certification. One of the reasons, by the way, is probably one of the most important certifications in terms of networking and security. Now, the reason because not all people can get it, it's because it's kind of difficult. This app is increasing until 80% of real, probably 90% of real chances to just pass the exam and just get the certification. At the very beginning, we were working just with Word and Excel files, but we decided to move to an application which is responsive. You can see the same application in a mobile, any mobile, and also on the web, but was insecure. Okay, so that was the job of those guys. So Yeshupa was working probably primarily in terms of hacking and just realize what are the problems in terms of security, but was not only Yeshupa. So in this project, 5 people were working from different projects. Not all of them are here, but that's the first thing. Now, thanks so much, Yeshupa.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask something. Hopefully you can see. So hopefully you can see the image. Probably it's not so clear. It's just 2 switches connected between each other. Okay, just let's assume that those switches are any brand, but just suppose that you have a Cisco switches because you know what is Cisco brand. But 2 switches connected between each other. Okay, now if you show the configuration of switch number 1, you have switch port. So both of them, by the way, it's a trunk link. Okay, between switches, trunk link. Now, if you see the configuration of switch 1, you have that output. Switch 2, that output. Now, The question for you is this: which action do the switches take on the trunk link? And you have 4 options. Just thinking on it. The first thing, those are the questions that you have if you decide to take your ZCNA exam. So it's not related with applying in real time, live time configurations. No, you have only images or text, and you just need to select multiple choice questions. But can you see that even though you don't have to apply configuration, you need to know those kind of commands and also configurations. Now, what do you think? So let's say this is A, B, C, or D. What do you think is the correct answer? Wilbur, any of you? Can you guess? Third one? Yeah. Okay, third one. The trunk doesn't not form. Okay, because we have different bilans, 99 and 999. Okay, just keep that in mind. Question 63. Okay, that's the question 63 in terms of our system. Okay, just repeat the comment. Now, something more. That is the question 53. What are 2 reasons that cause collision when you are using Ethernet interface? Remember, CCNA is related with networking. Now, it really doesn't matter the correct or incorrect answer, but it's really important to just keep that in mind. Question 53 and question 63. The reason of this, specifically these 2 questions, is because in our case, after this application was done, we needed to realize, okay, now what is the most easiest or hardest questions that we have? What is the most problematic questions for students and how we can just help them? That was the job of Vito. Vito, could you please? Just in case, we have also tools for you. That's nice. Okay.
In my case, what's the problem we have? At the beginning of the project, we have the database, but we didn't know what's the data we have inside or the information we can have from the database. So what's my solution? Basically, we did a research inside our database and understand what kind of data we have. And if that data is enough to create the dashboards and show all the information, you will need to have like some views and understand that data. So with that analysis, we check some problems in the database and you solve that. And after all that process, we create some codes in Python and some schedules. With that schedule, we transfer the data can be in real time or in scheduled times. You take the database from Firebase and set in the Elasticsearch. We have the process to do incremental solution. So after all this process and all the treatment, like the ETL, the flow, so we have this information inside the Elasticsearch. With this information, we have information like here we know exactly the top 5 questions. We have more difficult questions because that's exactly the questions that users put wrong. We have the top easy questions, and here basically we have what kind of questions people answer more and have more face and more true. So we can compare how hard that question is. And here down, we can have basically time of what kind of exam he uses more, which kind of feature on the platform we use more, practice, timed, or exam. Because this is important for what? Like if you are studying, we need to improve our skills and we need to give that feedback for the user or improve our platform for make that percentage go higher. More higher, more chance to sell, more chance to the user, final user, have all the solution and use that information to do the test and pass test. So with all this information, we can have opportunity to improve our platform and make that percentage higher. So this, all these projects, they can be scalable for another projects, because if you have the main idea about this database and you follow the same structure for another questions or another test, basically you can just like replicate all the information and just execute the code and the data you have available for show and create all the dashboards. With this information, like Washington can just came here and create more visualization. He have some columns and information inside. They can create the KPI how he need for have more feedback and more information about the platform. Basically, that's all the project we did, and my course is for data engineer. So basically, we use all the framework for Python, Elasticsearch, all the process. That's really useful nowadays.
Now, Vito is working with databases or data, not just databases, data. Now, most of them already knows Elasticsearch. You know, right? We're using Elasticsearch, we're using Grafana, we're using different systems. You know, it's not really new for them. Now, probably something new for them is, remember, our hosting is Firebase. And in Firebase, we have hosting and also real-time database. It's not a relational database. Now, how did you connect Firebase in real time with Elasticsearch?
We create a code in Python, so they go direct to the Firebase. You need to have the key and for have access to that. And with that information, we just like move that information. We copy here and you pass here all that information. So we need a key in this side and a key in this side. So when you have that information, you can migrate from this side to this side. And in the middle, we have the ETL. That's the moment we pick up just the information we need. And if you need to convert that data, if you need to do some treatments on that data, we have in this layer. So basically, we have a code in Python who connect to this side and write in this side. One side is read and other side is write.
Okay, so last here is just this. Oh, sorry. Look at this. The most incorrect answer for all the users working on this platform is question 53. Do you remember that question? What's that? Two options why we have collisions when you are using Ethernet. That was the most incorrect question around all our users. And now the most correct question was 63. And you know the correct answer when you have two switches? So the trunk link is just format, but we don't have communication. Okay, so it's really important because this is our real application. We have basically three options, sorry. And people are just simulating exams. They are just simulating exams, but we know behind the scenes which one is the most probable or which user has more chances to pass the exam based on the practicing. Okay, so that's what we did. And again, so it's a global view. We are increasing until 90% the real chances to pass the exam, which is really good. Believe me, most of the companies are just requiring people who have that kind of certification. Okay, that's the first project. That was Nessus project. Thanks so much. Any question, guys? No? Okay, thanks so much. Now, let me just move to this. Probably we will need to change a little this because I just want to just make the introduction. So, Faith Pod Kiosk. We already present that project to the church. And we tested, and we not just tested, we used the project last Sunday. Once again, this decoration is just because we wanted to recreate what we did last Sunday on the church. Just imagine 200 people there, and they were trying to just create an avatar with the theme or Thanksgiving. So all this was just setting up on that church, and around 200 people were just seeing, and they were happy to use it. Lucy will just explain you what we did. And after that, we will just show you what are the technology that we're using over there, okay? So just to clarify, that's something that we were wanting at the very beginning. What we need now, we just need a 10. That should be the policy. Okay. Okay. Let's.
Yeah. So basically, the idea of this project was to help people with their faith, and we're working with churches, and it was basically two apps created, a mobile app and a TV app, working on various avatars, in which we had three main themes for quizzes, avatar, and videos. So basically, this app, what it does is it helps to keep you interested. It helps to keep you motivated about your faith. And with quizzes, you can keep yourself active with the Bible. And with videos, you can watch various videos about the church you are attending. And with the avatar, you can keep your kids entertained, and you can also keep yourself entertained, because it works with AI to create yourself reimagined as another citizen of a country. And we have it, and we used it for Thanksgiving last week with the church, and it was received very well. And the technology we use is we use facial detection and mood recognition, and we also use Dolly AI to represent the mood recognition, and we also use Face API for the facial detection. And for the backend, we are using iTED. And for me, I worked on the front end and integration testing and unit testing, because we were not able to get a full stack person. So I just took on the job and worked on the front end, which is basically what you will participate in. So I worked on creating that visual representation of what the app is supposed to do. So in a moment, each of you will have the opportunity to witness and experience what each member of the church experienced.
Okay, just something more. Could you just clarify a little how many applications we have and how they are just synchronized?
So basically, we have two applications. We have a mobile application and we have a TV application. And how they are synchronized is they are using Dolly AI, and they are also using, there is a synchronization with Firebase as well, which is hosting both apps. And also the database is also gotten from Firebase.
Okay. Any question, guys? So we will show you. Sorry, we will show you later on how we can do that. But any question for Lucy? So probably later on. Okay, but just keep in there. Now, Steph,
Okay.
please just explain us about the technology that we use. Just
Okay,
don't
my name
hide
is
the
Esteban.
TV.
My background is networking and cybersecurity. I help a little thing with the front end. Firebase by default is open. Anybody can pull information from the database. So we create a login credentials in the authentication for the Firebase and use it inside the Firebase. Is blocking all the rules and only allow the account or the connection with this credential with already authenticate in the Firebase. No, we add a little code in the Node.js and it was working very, very, very nice. It was protected, no? We can say, the system. Also, I help with the part of the project is using lights and music, audio, because how can I say? Because the lights and the audio, we need access to internet, because all the platform is in Firebase on internet. We need something that connect outside with inside, and we use Engro. Engro, what Engro does? It's a NAT that in application layer that connect a subdomain with a private IP. So with Engro, we be able to connect the lights with Firebase very easily. And later we are going to show you a demonstration. And also we have a little challenge with the audio because Engroup has because it was free because we have very limited in the budget. Engroup only allow one AP and one port. So for the audio, we need to be a little creative. So we use a bash with a sniffer, TCP-DAM in this case. So we can capture any communication with the outside with the lights and using that information to play the music. And it's a little challenge for me. We create the script in Bash. We don't use Python because TCP-DAM is part of the commands of Linux, so very easy to Bash to connect with the TCP-DAM.
Just something to highlight for Esteban. You know, one of the problems that we have. So, because we are controlling lights remotely and based on your moods, if you are happy, lights will change to some particular color. If you are sad, we will change to another color. Now, we are applying face detection and mood recognition. That was the job of Lucy. Now, for audio, the problem was that we couldn't use any other port because the port and the IP for Ngrok is only unique. We didn't pay nothing. We use only free tools. Now, what we did, and that was the job of Stefan, I guess he's really humble, but the job of him was just ask the operating system if we have a new entry connection, and based on that answer, just triggering an audio. Now, the audio was triggering based on that connection. Okay, was not directly consulting or checking Ngrok. That was challenge. Believe me, was really challenge because it was not really easy. Now, so just to show you, could you just change, Esteban? Just connect there. Gucci, you please be our candidate, or probably what about someone of you? Yo, Victor. Okay,
Let's see.
yeah. So don't worry. We have just to do again. We have this application. It's a web application, but you can use it as responsive. Basically, guys, here we're just setting up all the configurations for that site. So in our church or my church, people were just making a line and just preparing the environment. When they were ready, they were moving inside to the tent. Inside the tent, we have that. Now, let me just show you. So you can sit down, please. Yes.
Minutes. No, internet. Nice. Let me see.
So I will use my cell phone just because we lost the connection there. But it's the same because it's responsive. And by the way, it's on the internet. But we try to hide the URL because if you use a lot the URL, you can just consume our credits. In any case, so basically, if you remember Lucy's explanation, we have three options: video, quiz. We want to encourage people there to practice in something related with the Bible, and mood detection and recognition. So every single time when you are selecting mood recognition, you need to agree and you need to give us the permissions just to recognize your mood and just take a picture of you. That's low. If you agree, again, remember, this app is connected with that app. So after a couple of seconds, that app is now starting. That's the time that the people is just moving inside. Just check the camera, just in case. Okay. So we have a lot of people as a background here. Gucci, could you just move a little? Because the camera is just detecting also your face there. Just open the mood and just start. Oh, yes. Enter. No, mood.
No, slash. Oh, diferente la. Okay.
You see the camera? Camera's in front of you. Yeah. So probably one of the things is that we have a lot of people as a background, and it's not recognizing. Okay. Could you just move a little more next, just near to the camera, closer to the camera? Yes.
Washington, you
Yeah.
can use that as a background.
Well, we can use also
Yes.
this as a background. That's true. But you
Second.
won't be able to see. Let's try just one last
It's okay.
time.
We.
It's great. Not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah. No. It's
Yeah.
No. What happened? What's going on now, Lucy?
So basically, the avatar, the Dolly AI is and reimagining you as a
As a Japanese. So Vito, you will be there as a Japanese. You are reimagined as a Japanese.
And you can take a picture of it and have it as trees.
Can you see that number 91? So that's also, if you want your avatar, you just need to let us know and we will just give you avatar with that number.
Yeah.
Okay. So something more to add? Thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate it. Lucy, something more?
Just like my colleagues are not here, but to like give them appreciation for what they did. Basically, all the data you are seeing, like the options and everything, are dynamic. They're not static. I did the front end coding, but I did not have to hard code the options or like the facial recognition because they were all in Firebase as nodes, and the data engineers that are not available today were the ones that handled those nodes to make them dynamic. So I just had to call in my code from Firebase. I didn't have to hard code any of the verses or any of the node selections. Everything was dynamic. So that's all I wanted to add. And like everything here is dynamic. So if we want to change, if we receive feedback that, oh, we want to add extra things from each church decides they want to change anything, we only just have to go into Firebase and just change the nodes and change the options, and it will just be reflected on the system.
That's a good point to highlight because different programs are just working together. And it was amazing because from this project particularly, Lucy was not thinking a lot and she was not worried about data because we have another people working on that and things were connected properly. When you see how things are connected, it's kind of amazing because all their job was just used it for help. That's one of the points when you're working as a team, right? Okay, so that was our second project is working. Okay, thanks so much. Sarah, Lucy, okay, good. Now, perfect. The last one. Okay, so the last project is Aura. Okay, now this is another interesting project because we wanted to do automation instead to do manual tasks. Now, essentially, what was happened is we needed to do manual things for a lot of time, a lot of people working on manual tasks, and we wanted to just redesign the processes to apply remote connection and just consume APIs. Now, Carlos will explain you first. So it's interesting because in this particular project, we have more than the people who was designated to the project. So Carlos and also Casu, they were working as a volunteers in this project, and they were working together with the people who were just thinking to just working on it. But we needed more people, and they were just working on that. Okay. Okay. So Carlos, you first.
No, just that for me. Yep. So we just go to the film.
You don't.
Okay, so for the Aura front end, our goal was to build a fast, secure, and reliable application. To achieve this, we chose modern technology stack. At its core, the Aura project is built on standard JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. By avoiding heavy tools, we ensure that the app is fast and efficient. To create consistent tools, we used the Bootstrap framework that gave us our responsive grid, and library of user interface components. For specific features, we use Chart.js, which is a specialized library for data visualization. All of our entire workflow and platform is built on industry standard tools. We use Firebase not just for real-time database and user authentication, but also for hosting. And for using control and team collaboration, all of our entire code is managed on GitHub, where we use branches to create features in isolation before deploying them.
Carlos, once again, guys, he's student of Introduction to Programming. So he doesn't have a lot of knowledge yet, but after this project, because he wanted to join as a volunteer, he wanted to know more. Now he was working directly with us just to add some solutions. That was good for him because now he has a little more knowledge than his classmates. Carlos, something that you know, something new that you know in this project.
Well, by working in this project, I mostly learned how to use Firebase and also how to connect a front end with a complex backend, and also how to work with team members from different areas.
Thanks so much, Carlos. Appreciate it for your job. Okay. Now, iTED, please come here.
So our project is based on like a Firebase as for like a database and security purposes, and we are like a backend of like PSP and Python for the backend in our server, which is issued by the iTED. So yeah, for the security reasons, we use Firebase because it has like a we can issue the rules for the database, and it has like authentication, which is inbuilt authentication features from the Firebase itself. So the login is secure from that side. And for the data and everything, can I show slides?
Yeah, you can feel free to just use that. No, you cannot change nothing. I mean, you cannot use any other computer. What do you want to show, Anki?
I'll show the like from the app.
You want to show the app?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we did it.
That's your Firebase, and that's that.
No, I share from here.
Oh yeah, first of all, just remove the okay.
Yeah. This is our dashboard. So here we have like a the security features is provided by the Firebase for the authentication, and it is used like TLS handshake to get the login. Yeah, that's all for the security, I guess. Yeah,
Nothing more to add?
nothing more.
So you're so humble, guys. You did a lot of jobs. So in this case, just to clarify a little more, he was working a lot because, Firebase, non-relational database, has a lot of vulnerabilities by itself. So you can use for free. You can have until 100 connections, concurrently connections there for free. The connection 101, you will need to pay. But 100 is a good number. Now, at the very beginning, when you use by default, it's insecure. A lot of insecurities because anyone can access it, read it, delete it, and just change all. So he needed to just change the security with rules. And let me show the rules. So because that's the point, we wanted to show something more technical. Those are the rules that we are using. So look at this. Hopefully you can see. At the very beginning, read and write are false. No one can do nothing. That's the most interesting part. But if no one can see, read, or write, we needed to create rules to allow only the correct people to interact with the database. Now, he was working in all those rules. All this is only code. And believe me, that is nothing that you can do just in one sit. You need a lot of time testing and testing and testing to do those kind of things. Now, currently, we have, how many rules do we have? For knot 2, how many knots do we have?
Right.
How many knots?
Yeah, we have a lot like
I guess something like 20 probably. So for each node, 2 rules, something like 40 rules that he needed to just write manually and testing manually. That's a good job. Yeah, that's a good job. As a result, now only authenticated users on Firebase, they are allowed to use the systems. So we are not requesting you to create any other authentication rather than Firebase to just get access to this. Currently, those are the
also
users.
There was something. Also,
Yes.
there was like an admin and operator in our system, like everything was not access to the admin operator. Sorry, my bad. And so for that also we have like a different rule set of like if I want to change the user, this is the admin page. As you can see, the admin has a different kinds of availability. Like they can change the institution logos and the name. Also, they can change the institution name. There is like this is the academic criteria. Oh, yeah, this is the academic criteria for the result what we're gonna use. And admin can also create a user, and they can remove the user. They can disable everyone. And this is for my friends. Okay, so if we change to like this is the admin, right? If you go back to this is the regular page. This is the teacher. They are going to use this page, so they do not have like for the more features like an admin. That's all I want to add.
Just log it again. Just log it, doesn't that mean? Okay, so now guys, we are using in iTED, my country, we are using Oracle and we are using also AWS. Now, in essence, the problem is this. When we want to just check the grades for students working with AWS or working with Cisco, any course of Cisco or any other platform, we needed to do manually. That means one of our operators, they need to download and check in manually, one by one, every single grade and every single attendance percentage. And after that, just react based on that values. What we did, so later I will give you the pass to you, Umesh, but what we did, just based on tokens, so we are using tokens to interact with different APIs and servers. Remember, we're using the current real server of AWS. We are connecting with AWS only for our courses, and AWS is just responding to us and giving us all the students and all the grades and all the percentage for attendance. Now, after that, internally, Python is running and just detecting, oh, this student has a problem, and just alerting us that we have a problem. But all this is in real time and automatically. So currently, it's just demo data. I am there as an instructor, and for me, I have currently this demo data. Those are the courses. Those courses are coming from AWS. Okay? Of course, we don't have a lot of AWS. AWS is only one. Right? For this particular course number 3, name it Cloud Foundations, we have 2 students with problems. That's real time. Now, those 2 students, of course, this is just random data, is Ankit and Carlos. They have problems. What does it mean problems? They have low grade. Do you remember that we defined one score as a minimum score? Now that is the variable that we are taking just with the interaction with AWS. Now this small thing was just representing a lot of problems, especially in terms of synchronization. And that's the thing that Umesh is just explaining us. Umesh, come here. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Umesh and I'm gonna do the rest of my part. So, uh, how it works, I have to explain on how it works. Uh, we have two sides. One is a static side and one is a dynamic side which works real time. And the static one, we have to upload a file that is what is the file? That is an Excel sheet which contains a list of students with their marks, grades, attendance, and everything in it. And when you upload it, uh, it triggers a PHP file that calls the Python in our backend with in our backend, and it the Python processes the file and then transfer it back to the PHP, and the PHP gives it to the front end to like show it to us. So let's see, this is the file that we uploaded, and so when you upload a file, it creates like two results. One is we have one Excel file which contains a list of students with their transcripts. Let's see. This is the for student number 101001. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. And another is a Word file, same as that. And we also used Flask, which is also a Python part, to generate alerts. So these are based on static, which means like we have to upload a file. These are based on that. And on the dynamic part, we have this. We linked it with Canvas to you generate data. Like we need to give it a token which can be generated from Canvas itself, from like every Canvas ID has its own token. Like teacher gives us a token and then we enter it, and we go here and we go here. You showed it already, and we can also like download different. Let's see. This has a low grade of 12.5%, like Ankit Khatir. We can download different Word files, which shows us this is a warning. Like he has low grade, so he gets a warning from the college side, and this is it. Like Ankit Khatir at risk, and other things included is we also have like a refresh risk analysis page. We used Cron tab to like automate it. It refreshes every 2 hours, right?
Yep.
Every 2 hours by itself. It's automatic. Like we don't have to do it like time in time. But if you want to do it so it refreshes every 2 hours. But if you want to use it right now, you can use it like from this page manually.
Just to clarify something, Amish. Just to clarify what you did there.
Sorry.
So this is the problem that we were just trying to solve. When we are connecting to Canvas and just retrieving all the data, that it's time consuming. And it depends of how many students are you analyzing. In this example, it's just random data. We are just analyzing and taking or retrieving data for 2 students. Even in that case, if you notice, it's taking a couple of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, only 2 students. But in real scenarios, we are retrieving data from hundreds of students. That means that the operators will be just sitting down there for around 2, 3, even more, until 10 minutes, just waiting just to receive the data. What was the solution that you applied?
For this,
Yeah.
we used Cron tab.
What's contact?
It's a command we used in it's used in, but let's say cell. Basically it's something that automates the your work.
Okay, so did you use contact, guys,
I've
before
used it.
with Unix systems? So what we did is just write a script, simple script, and contact is just a mechanism just to execute something by a schedule. Just we decide to every 2 hours or 4 hours just execute something. The operating system is just doing by itself without intervention. That was the key because every 2 hours we are executing a script, and that script is just connecting behind scenes to AWS, just retrieving the data, and after that, just saving the data on Firebase. Right? So all that process is synchronized and working properly, and we are avoiding to always call the AWS. Something more to add, Image?
I think that's it.
Any question, guys? Something that you want to know? So just to close, those are the projects that we were working for 10 or 12 weeks ago. And we cannot show all the details, but we have hundreds of technical details behind scenes. So proud of all you guys because you did a really good job. So hopefully at this point, you can see how you can integrate also different programs and different people. Working with teams is kind of difficult. It's not just to sit down and just do all things. You need to coordinate, you need to agree or disagree. And those kind of things is also part of the knowledge that now they have. So I guess that's all. Well, not sure if you want to add something more. Thanks so much, guys. By the way, as you can see, we are recording. What's the goal of that? So we want to give you the final video because you know what happened in your interviews most of the time, and that's true. When you are in your interview and you have a really good, high level quality of knowledge, you can do almost everything. Technically, you are an expert. But when you are in your interview, if you cannot sell yourself, if you cannot explain properly what you want to say or your knowledge, your chances are decreasing a lot, even though you are an expert. So it's not knowledge. It's also really important that you can see how you did here. And that's something that we want to show you. So we will send you those clips and those videos. But the reason is only because we want to allow you also improve that part. Not sure if you want to add something, Wayne. Yep.
I have a few notes here.
Yes.
So first of all, thank you everyone for the projects. I was very impressed. Like it's and I understand that for us to see the outcomes, it took a lot of hours and time and effort, and it's amazing. So congratulations on the work. And so I have a few notes here. I'm like, you need to be really proud of yourself and somehow think of presenting it to the world because you deserve it. So maybe put together a video, something like make sure you show it to the outside world, not just in this room, because people will be impressed. And you may think that, well, if I can do it, other people can. So why do I need to show it? And the reason why I said that because that's me. I was like, if I can do it, it's not some big deal. Other people can do it too, but that's not true. So make sure you show the world what you do today out there. And I totally agree with Washington that like watching you presenting is also very important because you may think that you did A, but you did B. For example, body language, eye contact, and I can see that like so many times Washington have to remind you that, hey, you are too humble. You did more than this. Tell people. And that's not easy. And that require actually practice. Tell you a little bit about me when I was studying. When I also was about to graduate, I asked my career service department, like, when I go out there, what do I tell people? How can I start a conversation? And she was like, who are you? What do you do? I'm like, I'm Win. I'm studying here. I'm like, no, you did more than that. You volunteer, you did this and this and this. So think of those achievements. It's hard because we all have the imposter syndrome where we're like, but so think of what you have achieved. And look at the videos, practice it because that's what gonna make you stand out. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, but perfect practice makes perfect. So try that, and that's all my notes. I just want to make sure that you guys share your achievement with the world. Great job.
Okay, guys. Once again, I appreciate it. Proud of you. So you did a really good job. I know that sometimes was kind of stressful, especially because in my case, that's something personal with me. I try to always get a really high level. So it's not enough for me, something meaning. Should be the best. And that can produce some stress also in the students. Sorry about that, but this is because I really think that you can do most of the things. If you want to test, we will keep our kiosk there. If you want to have your own avatar. But that's all for today. We have some candies that we will leave you. Kasu, thanks so much. So we have some volunteers, guys. Gucci, Kasu, Carlos also. They are also recording, taking pictures. I will send you. And yeah, so I appreciate you for that. Not sure if you have any question. So nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming. So some to students that also they are interested to see what we are doing. Yeah, so not sure if you have any question, guys. If not, I appreciate it. Thanks so much, and hopefully see you soon. Thank you. Keep your recording. No worries. I just.
Yeah.
I saw it from the amateur to the home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know.
I'm sad that I missed the birth presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, later. I'll just the idea.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
So after that, I love to go there.
Yeah, there was.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay. Yes.
Same to evaluation.
Oh yeah, I need just to add some time. It's got the order. We just extend it.
Okay. So about this, just one tip for you. When you click in this button, you can have a flag inside your Firebase and you just flag through. So you don't need it to make the person online all the time in the page.
Oh yeah,
You just flag there
look at this. We did.
because I saw.
Now for all sessions, they
all session-
cannot.
Okay.
We are doing
That's
exactly the same.
Okay.
Firebase changed to false. If someone tried to just access,
Okay.